Well, I must have been mistaken this whole time prior to this being my original account to when I started playing World of Tanks Blitz. And it appears that I have touched the game for 10 years in a row. And prior to that, Wargaming is gifting out a Concept 1B with a 10-year anniversary legendary camo to veterans who have touched World of Tanks Blitz for 10 years in a row, and I, surprisingly enough, have been one of them. I must have been mistaken. I actually did start the game when in 2014, as a matter of fact. So we are going to be getting in a couple games in this Hull Down beast. And I do really mean that it is a Hull Down beast, considering that you have an impervious turret with 10 degrees of gun depression. You also have solid DPM values, including about 2,400 damage per minute and 380 alpha, including very solid heat pen at 350 millimeters. So what really makes the Concept 1B, well, a very deadly hold-down tank in that regard. So anyways, here we go into game number 1. Let's see how we can fare well in our first game. So we're going to go ahead and maneuver our way over here and see what we can spot upon the enemy's behalf. Moseying on through for the time being. I gotta admit, the legendary camo looks absolutely incredible in terms of this vehicle right here. It's called the Maximal as well, which is kind of a Transformers type of vibe added into this tank right here, which is actually pretty sweet. So anyways, we already got some enemies, or it looks like all of them are going this way, as a matter of fact. So let's see how we can fare well against them in case if they do end up poking along these lines. We got the 95 E6 over there. We got a Sheridan spotted over there too. There's a nice shot for 374 into his vehicle. So we also got the Yo spotted off in the back, along with a 95 E6 that's going to be poking on out here in just a second. Fortunately, not able to get the shell out, but that is completely fine. So reloading once again. Let's see what else they got that's going to poke on out for the time being. Looks like they got a 60 off in the back. There's a nice chunker into the side of his vehicle. Let's see if this 95 E6 is going to continue poking on out right over here for the time being. Also got the 60 TP. He is showcasing the side of his turret. And there's a 360 chunker into the side of his vehicle. We got a 183 that's flanking us, surprisingly enough. So let's see if I can try to get another chunker into the 60 right there. Oh, barely could spot him at that time being, but that's totally fine. Alright, so I'm going to maneuver up here just a little bit, and then I'm going to try to see if I can get some more chunkers into some of these enemies over there. Hope we got the 183 spotted off to the side. There's a nice chunker into his vehicle. Reloading once again. Let's see if our adrenaline, as it's still active, can get another chunk into the 183. That does not end up being the case, as he is going to try to poke on out once again. Let's see. We also got the T62A for a nice max roll of 475 at that. Alright, so reloading once again. Let's see what else they got that's going to poke. We got a T54E1 as well that's spotted over there too. Alright, looks like he is backing on up for the time being. And the 183, oh, there's the T54E1. Another nice hit for 364 into his vehicle. Reloading once again. Let's go ahead and continue farming out this guy to the best of our ability. There's another tap in him for 429. You can already see that the deadly DPM value combined with that solid damage output really does this tank extremely well. Another one for 344 at that. Alright, so we do have another tank that's cleared. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and mosey on over here towards this WZ right here. Try to see if we can help him out clear this T95E6, as he is a potential threat at the moment, considering how much armor that he currently has going for his vehicle. So we're going to sit right here. He's probably not going to poke on out much further. So let's go ahead and mosey on up towards him for the time being before he has a chance to clear our WZ for that matter. Alright, so we're moseying on through towards him. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the 183 doesn't spot me, which is good upon his behalf. We're going to get a nice HE, or unfortunately a missed HE, but that's totally fine. We do have enough DPM to outmatch this guy, as we do get a very nice bounce onto him. We're going to aim it on his lower plate, and there's a nice chunker into him. Alright, he's the only tank left, and he bounces me again. Okay, yeah, I would agree much more on that one, man. That's very crazy. That just goes to tell you that the game just loves to screw you for the fact that you just bounce all the majority of your shells, even if they're pen spots or not for that matter. So anyways, a very solid first game, breaking past 3,500 damage, blocking 1,600, pulling out a, I think it was a first class, or a second class, sorry about that, and putting up solid stats while at it. So let us go ahead and continue on going. I didn't really demonstrate the hold down capabilities to the best that I can, although this tank does have 10 degrees of gun depression. That's mainly to what it's meant for, combined with those very deadly DPM factors. So let's see if we can demonstrate such that in our second battle right here. So we're just going to be waiting on into the queue system right here. Of course, the long wait times is always aggravating, especially for those players that are very time consumptive in terms of that. So 26 seconds is all it took for our second game. So here we are. Let's see what they got in terms of heavies. They have an M4 MLE 54, another Concept 1B. It looks like it is also a 10-year veteran player using it. They also have a T57 heavy, a 113, and that's pretty much all they have in terms of their heavies. Alright, so let's see if we can go ahead and mosey on towards the dunes over here and use our gun depression to the best of our ability in terms of that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and activate our engine boost at the time being. Let's see how we fare well. It looks like we only have a 50B that's coming in terms of support for us, as the majority of our enemies, our allies, are going towards the sand mines over there, or just like to the full like sand area. We also got a 57 heavy already spotted, but they might have some tanks that are going to be poking on out over here too. Yep, I was right. So we got the Concept, who we were able to see his side of his vehicle and dump out a majority out for 413 damage. Alright, that is going to give us the opportunity to reload once again. Let's see if we can get a chunker into his hatch for that matter. There we go, 339. You can already see if you are able to overmatch the hatch of this vehicle, which is hardly ever visible in terms of that, you can still dump out and do some pretty solid damage to the Concept for that matter of fact. So here we go, reloading once again. The 50B was able to get a nice chunker into him. So unfortunately not able to get another one out. You can tell it's kind of like difficult to try to overmatch the hatch of the Concept, because if you can see, when it's using hold down, it's pretty much non-existent at this point, which is actually kind of crazy in terms of that. So we're just going to stay put right here. Hopefully this Concept is going to make another mispoke. There we go, another pen into his hatch for 314. Alright, we're reloading once again. We're just going to go ahead and point our tank back and forth, and there's another pen for 423. Oh my gosh, we are basically over-annihilating this player at this point in terms of that, which is absolutely insane. We also got a 57 heavy. There's a nice chunker for 435. Oh my gosh, this gun feels incredible, guys. You are able to dump out just as much damage, if not more, than that of a typical heavy. With an 8-second reload time, too, is absolutely insane. 406, what more can I ask for? This tank is absolutely crazy in terms of that. We got the M4 spotted over there. There's a nice shot for 385, and he misses his shell at that as well. This looks like it's going to be a loss, but that is totally fine in terms of that. We got the 57 heavy once again. We're able to dump out another solid chunker of hit points into his vehicle. This guy's basically screwed at this point, so he is dead. We got the M4 off to the side. We're going to get a quick slap into him for a nice max roll of 475. And we are getting pecked off by some of the enemies off in the back, which is unfortunate. So we got the 113 already spotted off in the back. That is totally fine. Alright, so we got him moseying on up now. Let's see what he does in terms of that. I do want to be careful, though, in terms of other enemies that are off in the further back of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mosey on over, unless if this 113 decides to want to poke, which it looks like it's going to be the case. Alright, come on, 113. Am I going to have to go behind here? Alright, so I'm going to try to fire the heat shell. Unfortunate. Well, that's totally fine. Well, the M4 is going to die in terms of that, so I want to try to see if I can poke this guy out once again and get a nice solid chunker. Oh my gosh, again, that is totally fine, though. Well, it looks like the Leopard is only on 100 health, so that gives us the mere advantage to try to tunnel this 113 right here. So we're going to get a nice tap for 365 into his vehicle. We're going to reload once again. I'm not really going to be focused more on this 113, as this Leopard is a potential threat at the moment. So we're going to get a nice clear onto him, which is really good. Now all that's left is the enemy 113 at that, so we want to try to finish him off as quick as possible before the base cap goes to about maximum. And that ends up like it's going to be the case in terms of our behalf. So we're going to go ahead and finish this guy off. And that is another very solid game. You can kind of see that using the gun depression to the best of your ability, even overmatching your own tank for the matter of fact, you can even hit the hatch on this vehicle if you're lucky enough and if Wargaming decides to bless you with the most of RNG, which clearly happened to be the case for this one, breaking past 4,500 damage, doing close to 5,000 damage at that, and doing top on the team once again. So let us continue going into game number 3 now. I just love the Concept 1B. If you were lucky enough to get this tank for being a 10-year veteran with them, you are on the urge of playing an amazing vehicle at that. I have thoroughly loved the Concept ever since I first got it. And for that matter as well, the tank is absolutely incredible upon its individual playstyle. So here we are going into game number 3. Let us see how we can fare well in this one. In terms of heavies, they have another Concept, the Maximal one. It looks like the same one from the last time. They also have a 57 heavy, a 9001, and a 452K along with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke my gun upwards for the time being. Make sure that the meds have a little bit of trouble trying to hit me, which does not end up being the case in terms of them. So let's go ahead and mosey on through over here. Hopefully we have some support coming with us, which is good. Alright, we got a 452K already spotted. That's coming up over here. Let's see if we can get a chunker of damage into his vehicle. We also got a 57 heavy right there. And wow, we actually high rolled that. That is absolutely crazy. Well, I might be screwed here as the majority of their enemies are spotted off right here. Fortunately, not able to pen that shell, and yeah, this does not look pretty upon my behalf. So we're going to go ahead and try to get a nice tap into that T57 heavy right there. We also got a Waffenträger off in the back. Let's get a nice 400 HE into his vehicle. I am still going to be screwed in the process, but I could care less, honestly, at this point. So we got the 452K, nothing I can really do upon that. We got the 57 heavy. I missed the shell, and that is our unfortunate loss right here. Well, I can't complain. 2 battles doing extremely well, and turns out to that as every single bit of their teammates decided to want to push on up over here. And unfortunately enough, this is what ended up turning out to be our unfortunate loss, because everybody came in at once and our team did not decide to hold to the best of their ability, which is unfortunate, but I can't complain. It really just does well for what the Concept 1B has going for. Some battles, the game will screw you in terms of RNG, and sometimes it won't, but that's just how the game works in terms of that. Well, unfortunately, yes, this was our tragic defeat. Not barely breaking past 1,000 damage at that, which is unfortunate upon our behalf. Actually, we did break past 1,000. That's absolutely incredible. We blocked 1260 in this one, too. Our team didn't really hold up to the best of their ability, but I can't complain. The Concept 1B, even if you do bad in it, it doesn't really matter. The tank will always do you good rather than it would do bad. In terms of that, this has got to be one of the best hold down heavies that Wargaming is deciding to give to certain players that have been through with them for the past 10 years of playing their game. So, hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to turn on those bell notifications while at it so you don't miss out on any new videos, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.